MaddenHeadz. Head over to aoeah.com for all your Madden 23 currency needs. Using the promo code CoachDC404 will give you an additional 3% off. A link will be in the description below.
Let's get this figured out. This road gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
MaddenHeadz, YouTube, Twitch, all other affiliates. What's going on? It is your boy, Coach DC, coming back at you today with another video. And today, man, Coach tired, man. Y'all session guys, boy, we've been going ham in the session world, man, as you see. But today, man, we're going to talk about breaking bad habits. I'm just going to talk about one particular issue in this particular video. There will be other breaking bad habits videos on YouTube to follow, but today we're going to talk about our use or lack of use of the SWAT button. So I'm telling you guys, man, if you have not played a guy who is proficient passing the ball in some of these jump ball situations, and you're playing these guys who can really do it, man, I'm just trying to give you a heads up. You might want to start hitting the SWAT button in a lot of those situations. Why was the lineman getting back down the three-point stance? You might want to start hitting the SWAT button because the Kyle Pitts of the world, in the Mutt world, the Randy Mosses of the world, and the Mike Evans of the world, and all these big, tall receivers. And I'm telling you, in a lot of these situations where you feel like you can get a pick, you gotta go for a SWAT. Just like even in this situation, look at that crap animation that they gave my guy right here in the session. So it's like when you're in the sessions, you get to see a lot of this stuff. So I know, necessarily maybe playing like a lot of day-to-day stuff in other leagues and stuff, you might not be getting the chance to see a lot of this stuff right now or defend it, for that matter. So, everybody's in our little fantasy world thinking that the AI defender just does everything. And I'm here to tell you that those days are coming to a close really fast. So the key to, the SWAT over the years, it used to be, I don't know if it was the L1 or the L1 or the R1 button, or I'm not sure. It was one of the bumpers, but I think maybe in the last 3 years, 3 Maddens or so, or maybe a little bit before that, they changed it to the square button. So a lot of people just that knowledge alone was crazy, because it took me kind of a year to kind of transition from using, I think it was the L1 button to the square button. I'm just talking PlayStation. So on Xbox, it would be LB to X. Yeah. X button on Xbox, guys. But yeah, as you see in a lot of these clips that you see me put out, I body guys up. I'm really efficient in putting myself in a position to kind of shield a guy off and go up for the catch at the right time and make, come down with it. And so now that I'm teaching guys in the through the virtual sessions and through the one-on-one sessions how to catch, I'm seeing how very difficult it is to defend these guys, because all these clips are session guys. All these clips where you see these guys dunking on me, these are session guys. And so I'm seeing how difficult it is to defend this stuff down the field, middle of the field, wherever it is. It's very difficult to defend if you have the bad habit like I have of always going for interceptions. So this is like a transition for me, kind of going back about 5 or 6 years when I just used to use the SWAT when, use the catch and all that stuff was great. But now, as you see, if you click on late and you're out of position and you go for, you go for the pick or whatever, and bro, you will catch them things, dog. They will come flying by your ear. And that is not a position you want to be in. Trust me when I tell you. So you got to start getting your guys in positions, and you got to start really going for, swats when you are slightly out of position. If you're behind the guy, you can over the shoulder swat. You can come downhill. So they've added a lot of different SWAT animations to this game now. And so it's you can really do a lot of good for yourself and a lot of damage to the offense just by knocking the ball down. Now, you do have to be careful because sometimes they'll tip it up in the air and the guy will come back and get it. And so now one thing I'll tell you this that I do like about SWAT. So this is important. If you squeeze it, let's say you don't get let's say you go up for the I almost said SWAT. If you go up for the SWAT and you squeeze it and you're kind of out of position, a lot of the times if you squeeze it, they'll take you right into the hit animation. I know they tell you to hit A to go into the hit animation, but if a lot of times if you hit the square or the X, you will still get that same hit animation. It'll almost be like a dive. He'll almost like launch himself into the guy from whatever angle. Now, and the angle of your stick has to be, it's real important. So, you see a lot of these clips, it's real touch and go. Like the clip before that, I go for the SWAT and I felt like that was the right play and got mossed. And on that play, I went for the pick, just by nature and got it. So it's a balance to it. Trust me when I tell you, it's if you have doubt on any play, I would suggest that you SWAT as opposed to go for the pick. If you have doubt as to whether you're in the proper position to get the pick, I would suggest that you use the SWAT button. And again, like I said, if let's say if you go for the SWAT and you don't get it, you can actually kind of hold it, right there at the height of the animation or whatever. And it will kind of, if you move the stick in the direction of the wide receiver, it will warp you kind of right into the hit. So as you see on a lot of these clips, this is me and guys I'm doing sessions with. We just go back and forth. The session stuff is, man, y'all, you got to one day put your pride aside and come do one. Trust me, it'll be the best money you've ever spent, as they say in the reviews. But as you see here, again, it's just like going for a pick. You just get yourself in the position, kind of time it out. Nice little squeeze of the square button right there, or X, whichever one I was on at the time, I don't know. And a lot of times it will actually save you, in a position where you're underneath the guy. Let's say he's over the top. And if he makes the proper throw in that situation, if my guys, I go for it at the right time, my guy will go up and at least attempt to SWAT. And that's something I've always wanted to see in Madden. It seems like the SWAT is way more reactive than going for the pick or going for the ball hawk or whatever. As you see right there, able to wall him off. And again, you get the really nice animations to the SWAT now. It's so different. And, it's different ways, to get different animations, according to your position with the receiver. So as you see right there, going up against Pitts, my man, Win God, you know what I mean? And so it's like any situation. This game actually, I want to say it's giving the control back to us, if we're able to, put the work in and master, the skill set of actually trying to make the play at the time that it needs to be made. The SWAT animations are, you get much more height. There's much more range on the SWAT animation as opposed to going for the pick. But it is Madden. So that is one thing you do have to understand, that sometimes you could play it perfect. Like, look at this play. Perfect play. Now watch him go back and get it. And he actually did that himself, man. I'm telling you, man, these session dudes, y'all gonna run into a few of them. Bro. Hey, man, go over there on Twitter. Man, look up my man Hassan, man, over there on Twitter. Man, he is dunking on cats at an alarming rate. He is real disrespectful with it. So, yeah, man, it's a bunch of cats out here just it's hopping off. My Carolina dudes, man, there's a lot of these sessions. If you saw Me playing the I think it was the Jets. Yeah, my Carolina. Hey man, good brothers, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I told y'all I was gonna holler at y'all. So yeah, man. Yeah, it's the pain of y'all seeing my boy, my man, LaVisca, drop on him, dog. We gonna miss you, man. I'm gonna pick you up in one of these fantasy drafts, though. This dude has consistent. If y'all out here in fantasy draft for the leagues, I guess whenever they patch this thing, you know, whenever the leagues get started, y'all going in the fantasy draft. Don't sleep on LaVisca, man. Anyway, man, it's your boy Coach DC 404, man. I am out.